Hey everybody, welcome to a new series on my channel where I make an encyclopedia of information on games new and old. My name's Cherry Quench and this is For the Archive. To give a bit more explanation on what this series is about, this is an idea I've had for about a year or so now. My main goal with this is to make a big organized log of all sorts of games on how to beat them. Now given I don't want this to be black and white where this is one concrete way that you're going to be able to beat this, I want this to be open-ended, and that's where I'm going to need your guys' help. Video games are forms of entertainment where you can solve problems in numerous different ways. I'm going to be showing my perspective on how I'm beating games, particularly on the hardest difficulty, and I want you guys to come along. I want you to see if my way's working for you. If not, I am more than open. I want you guys to be sending me videos as well as some comments. Let me know what ways you're beating it. If it is something better where it's like, wow, my idea is worthless in comparison to yours, I'll make a video featuring you as well as giving all the correct and updated information. Then at the end of each episode, I'm going to give a rating based out of 10 stars just to see how difficult a series is. If it's a cakewalk, you're going to be looking more at like a 1 or a 2 out of 10. If it's something that you're going to be dying over, you're probably going to be crying and losing friends over, your Dark Souls, your Battletoads, any evil games like that, it's going to be getting a 10. Keep in mind that I'm going to be going into these on the hardest difficulty, and then if they have like the extreme overkill mode, have a separate guide for that especially. But I'm going to be going through it, so if you're having trouble on a lower difficulty, at least if you follow something that I do or that some commenters give advice on, it'll make it just an easier obstacle for you to conquer on a lower difficulty. But still means I have to go through it. God help me. I'm hoping to start uploading For the Archive at least once a week on my channel starting out, and then as my channel grows, as well as I get a bit more time to dedicate to making episodes, that number is going to increase steadily. It's going to be a bit touchy-feely at the moment while I'm still trying to figure out how I want to get games organized and how I want to release them. At the moment, it's going to be something similar where I'm going to dedicate one game in particular, because I don't want to leave anybody hanging if they're going through like a veteran campaign, or if they're going through the hardest difficulty of a particular game. If I only go to level 5 and then I stop for a while, that's not really helping them in the long run. But I would like a little bit more diversity as well, so I'm thinking maybe just alternating between 2 games for the time being. That way you get at least 2 games that I'm covering for now, and then you're going to be getting consistent videos from that, so you're not being left in the dust. The main inspiration for why this series came about was after I was going through a particular game on the hardest difficulty, I was honestly just looking for my piece that I needed to fix. Like, I didn't need to watch an entire Let's Play or a walkthrough, I just wanted that information. So it's just shuffling through video after video, and then I got to thinking of shows that have gone by the wayside, and more actually on the television side of things, on GeForce Cheat. That was a big inspiration, how they were able to give advice on, like, say, finding stuff or beating a hard boss, something like that, within a couple minutes. And that's really what I want to bring to this here for any and all games, not just for current games like Cheat, but to all games. Now without further ado, let's get to the actual series. The first game I chose was, well, honestly one that I just needed to beat. And so let's kick off the first episode of For the Archive with the opening level of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare is the most recent installment in the Call of Duty franchise that is being developed by Sledgehammer Games. Following the footsteps of the previous Black Ops 2, made by Treyarch, it delves into a futuristic type of warfare that has high-tech gear and weaponry, drones, as well as exosuits as a new feature that help to make soldiers superhuman. In the story, you follow the young Troy Baker, or, Jack Mitchell, although, let's not kid ourselves. Look at him. That's seriously just Troy Baker with facial recognition. But anyway, he's a part of the United States Marine Corps, and he's fighting against North Koreans with his good old buddy, Will Irons. The first level of this starts with you being inside of a dropship that, well, believe it or not, it's actually going to have a crash landing. Imagine that being in a video game. Upcoming navigation lets you get through some of the basic controls and features that lead up into your first battle. As you run into battle, you're going to immediately be fired upon. Sadly, this is where I encountered my first death in my veteran campaign. Just keep an eye on your right side, because if you sit there for a while, you're going to have enemies that flank you, making you either get killed, or you're going to have to take evasive action to avoid getting killed by that guy, leaving you exposed to get shot by everyone else. I then had a spot of trouble when you hit this city intersection. There are a lot of windows and open areas that enemies flow out of, and what caught me by surprise was just how many enemies that were around me that I wasn't even aware of. So by tossing a threat grenade right here, it's so helpful to give you a glimpse of where everyone is. Also, don't forget to check your corners, especially when you're going up these staircases right here. Just take it slow, and you'll see the enemies before they see you. The last area of difficulty I found was in the waterway at the end. A lot of enemies pop out at you at once, so my best advice is to take cover in the far left corner of the waterway, as it seems to be the most forgiving cover. To get to that, just use your exo boost and then blast over in mid-air strafe, and that'll make it so you are getting over there as fast as you can without taking any damage. Then once you're in cover, take some time to heal, then it's just a matter of picking off the soldiers one by one. Then after a little bit, some drones will show up, which, please don't do what I did. Use an EMP instead. Don't try and shoot them down, because on veteran, they have a decent amount of armor, and you do not. An EMP will take them out in one easy blast. Once this battle's over, you go up and help Will, well, not have the best day, and that's the end of the first level Advanced Warfare. Considering some beginning levels start out as a complete and utter cakewalk, I appreciated that this one had at least some challenge to get you going. However, don't overthink it. It's still the first level, and it's still pretty easy if you're seasoned in first-person shooters. There won't be much in your way to stop you. Although if you're new to a Call of Duty or first-person shooters in general, you'll probably meet a little bit of challenge. As for my rating of difficulty, 1 being easy as pie, 10 being insanely difficult, I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much for watching my first episode of For the Archive. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like me as well as subscribe down below. Also, if you wanted to follow me, I have over here just my different links to Facebook, Twitter, as well as then my Twitch channel, which on Twitch I am going to be streaming occasionally just me playing through these games on the hardest difficulty. Usually I am pretty terrible and you'll watch me fail and you can make fun of me. It's a pretty good time. If you guys think that you have a better way of beating this, please feel free to send me a comment or a video showing how you do it better, and I'll be sure to save it for the archive. Until next time, guys, more videos to come.